Hello my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today I'm going to be painting the carnation, the flower of the month of January. I'm going to list below all the colors that I use, and of course you can use whatever paint you have at home. This flower of the month painting is inspired by Donna Dewberry's Flower of the Month series. She's a wonderful artist, and I've learned a lot from her by watching her videos. Last year, I painted carnations as well. I'm going to link it below if you haven't seen it. But I decided to paint them again. I've been doing YouTube videos for a little bit over a year. My recording and editing techniques have improved a lot. So I decided to do another carnation painting. If you would like to see how I created these pretty, bright and colorful carnations, stay with me and let's paint together. Today I'm working on black 11 by 14 mixed media paper. This is very sturdy, is 184 pounds. Okay, I'm going to start by sketching my flowers, and to do so I'm using white chalk. I'm going to divide my surface approximately in 4 quadrants. This gives me a good idea where I'm going to place my flowers. And I'm going to leave an area here so I don't take my flowers all the way to the end. So my flowers are nicely centered. I'm going to do a triangle in here. And one here. And this is going to give me a guide on where to place my flowers. I'm going to do my first flower coming this way. The second one here. I'm going to do another one here. I'm going to do one in the center. I want them to be the size of a real carnation. There's another one, and I'm going to make a small bud in here. Okay, I'm going to start by doing the flower part in here, and then the stem. I'm going to do some of the leaves. I'm going to do a small bud coming here. And maybe a small bud coming this way. The leaves of the carnation come out of little joints that the flower has on the stem, and it's always 2 of them. I'm going to do another joint in here. And in here. some small one in here. Okay, and I can fill it up later with more leaves if I feel like it. Could add some in here. Okay, we're gonna leave it like this for now. For this painting, I'm going to be using my set of Plaid Art One Stroke angle brushes. I purchased these brushes myself and I really like them for one stroke painting. I prefer an angle brush for my one stroke florals, but you can use a flat brush if you prefer. I'm going to start with a medium size brush from the set. This one is a 5/8. I'm going to start by doing the stems of the carnations. And because my background is black, I want the colors to be very bright. I'm going to list below all the colors that I'm using. I'm going to pick up a little bit of floating medium. This will help my colors, my acrylic paint, to blend really well. And I'm going to pick up my dark green and my lighter green on the brush. And I'm also going to pick up a little bit of yellow and a dab of white. All this at the heel. On the toe, I only have the dark green. Now I'm going to start doing the stems of my flowers. Okay, with the brush loaded the same way, I'm going to start doing this part of the carnation, the little round receptacle that holds the flower. And I'm just going to press my brush and create a little bit of a round like that. And I think this is a little large, so I'm just going to clean it up with a damp brush. And because I've coated my surface with some Liquitex matte medium, this is what I use. I can easily clean mistakes, otherwise the paper would be very absorbent. Okay, I'm going to continue doing the same thing, and basically I'm just pressing the brush and moving the bottom, making it a little round and coming up. And I'm going to do the stems of my small buds that I have here. And I have two small buds that haven't flowered yet. This is the first one. And I'm just going to press my brush and bring it up and down. And that creates my first bud. My second bud is here. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the leaves now. And the leaves come, there's like a little joint and there's always two of them together. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm just going to press my brush and bring it up. Now I'm going to do the same here. And you can give your leaves some movement to make it very nice and artsy. And I'm going to do some in here. in here. The bottom ones are a little bit larger than the top leaves. And I'm going to do a couple of small ones in here. In here. Okay, my friends, our stems and leaves are done. So we're going to paint the petals of the carnation. For that, I'm picking up some floating medium again. This really helps me with my blending of the colors. I'm going to pick up white at the toe of my brush and this beautiful bright pink at the heel. If you don't have this pink, you could use red or even orange or a different pink. And also I'm going to pick up a little bit of this dark berry wine color. I'm using lots of colors. This dark berry wine is going to give some intensity to the flower, more dimension. And I'm going to start with this one. And I'm going to start with the outer edge and work my way in. To create the effect of the petals of the carnation, you need to use very jaggedy movements. I'm going to start here. And I'm going to continue. And the jaggedy movements are going to create the effect of the carnation petals. Okay, I'm going to do the second row now. And our first carnation is done. That easy, my friends. I'm going to do the small one coming up here exactly the same way. Let's do this round one. This one is facing this way, and I forgot to do the bottom. So maybe I'll make it so you can't see any of the bottom. Otherwise, I would have done a little bit of the bottom. But I'm going to start the same way. Very jaggedy movements. And I'm going to do it in a circle. And I'm going to do another row. This one is going to be smaller. I'm going to add some lines like this to create the center. And your nice big open carnation is done. I'm going to do my other 3 carnations the same way. I want it to be very nice and loose. This is the nice thing about the one-stroke technique. You can just apply the color very loosely, and it creates the most beautiful shadow and light effects. I'm going to wait for my painting, my flowers, to dry, and I'm going to remove all the chalk marks that I don't need anymore, and then I'm going to see what the painting needs. With a damp brush, I cleaned up some of the chalk marks on all the areas that the painting is dry. This does a great job removing the chalk, but some of my flowers are still wet. The paint is still wet on some of my flowers, so I'm going to leave them alone. But at this point, you can look at the painting and see what the painting needs. And you can leave it as is, but I'm going to add a little bit of floating to some areas just to add more light. And to do that, I'm using the smaller brush of the set. This one is a 3/8. And for my floating, I'm going to pick up some of my floating medium on the brush and remove the excess. And then I'm going to pick up just a little bit of white at the toe of the brush and a little bit of yellow. The yellow is very, very brightening, more so than just white. And I want the color only at the tip of my brush. In the areas that I see light, I can apply my floating. I'm going to add a little bit in here. And on all the areas that I see light, not everywhere, but just some of them. Okay, my friends, our beautiful carnations are done. Now you can leave the painting as is. What I'm going to do is, with my large old round brush, which I use a lot for a lot of things, I'm going to mix some white and some of this beautiful bright pink. And I'm going to splatter some color around my flowers. I'm not going to do this on camera because I'm going to make a mess, but I'm going to do this on my sink. I like to do that to a lot of my florals when they're not super busy. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back with you. Okay, my friends, the painting is done. I really like these little pink splatters on the flowers. Let me know in the comments below if you like them or if you prefer them without the splatters. The last thing I'm going to do in about an hour from now is I'm going to apply a coat of my Liquitex matte medium as a varnish. This product works really well to prepare your canvas or surface and also as a varnish. And it's a matte medium, but it gives a nice satin finish. It also comes in a gloss. And after the painting is varnished, I'm going to sign it with my acrylic pen. This one is Flysea is the brand. I bought them for myself at Christmas time. It comes in 12 colors and they are great for writing on your painting or for signing your art. And it is acrylic paint, water-based. So after my painting is varnished, I'm going to sign it. I hope you like this video. I hope you learn something new. If you like this video, please give it a like, share with your friends, comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any future content from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.